Good morning, fam. Good afternoon and good evening for whoever's watching later. Not expecting too many people here this morning. I think a lot of people will wake up and some people will watch it during their Sunday morning, Sabbath Sunday morning coffee. Some people will watch it after church. Some people will watch it in the afternoon when the kids take a nap. And some people will watch it when they're on the toilet sometime during the day. I mean, we all gotta go, right? But shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everybody watching out there a little bit later. I did a live stream yesterday where I was very concerned and worried about the doctor telling me that I would potentially have to have surgery. Um, and it's way worse than that. Honestly, what the doctor told me, I was not ready for. And it was not anywhere in my mind. And I dumbfounded, okay? Like, dumbfounded. I wish I would have asked more questions when I was there. And I tried to ask some questions and I wrote some stuff down. But yeah, yeah, just crazy. But if you're watching this after it's live, you can just, click on the right hand side and fast forward a little bit because I'm going to give some shout outs to my fams that are with me here Sunday morning. Much love to you guys. What I'm going to do is, I could actually halfway see the chat without flipping this around. Oh, also, big shout out and a thank you so much to Missy Thomas and to Shelly. They both surprised me with direct donations yesterday, which was just so super nice. I haven't, had that in a while, and it showed that you guys cared. So thank you. And for everybody that's in the live streams, watching and clicking, the like button and just supporting me by just showing your love in the comments. Like, there was so much love in the comments. It was amazing. Also, oh damn it, don't tell me I forgot her name. Patricia sent a super chat and I couldn't read it yesterday because my eyes were dilated. And then I didn't even realize our fam James from the UK, I believe the UK, because he sent me euros, sent me like 3 super chats yesterday. And I was really appreciative of that. Like, that really the support. I mean, you don't have to do that, but that support really, like, it helps and it melted my heart. So thank you for that extra support. But just you guys being here watching, that's all I ever asked for. You guys know that. You know I'm not a donation baiter. Never been, never will. But what up, dead people? Says cheers from Australia. Good morning. See, this is why I also like, I always live stream like, later afternoon or definitely late at night. It's 6:30 in the morning. The sun's actually getting ready. It just started coming up. And I thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to do a live stream. Good morning. Like, I've actually been up all night. That's how crazy like this has been in my head, just like, how is this possible? How did the doctor tell me this? Like, how it's life shattering. It's life shattering, changing for sure. Like, yeah, you'll know here in a couple minutes. But yeah, let me give some thank yous again real quick to some people who are here. Let me just flip it around so I can really just put my face right up, like, put my face right up so I can read it like this without you guys getting the nostril stream. Yo, what up, Milo? Thank you for being here. Christina, Justin says, hope all is well. Well, we're going to get into that. I hope so, too. What up, Gretchen? Yo, Melinda D. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Sherry says, hello, everyone in the chat. Well, hello and good morning, Sherry. Good morning to you, too, Alexis. Much love from New York. That's what's up. Smash that like button, peeps. Said dead people. James, New Zealand here. That's what's up, Michelle. Love my New Zealand fam. I can't wait to visit there. Sandra, good morning. Good morning. KJ Paranormal, love ya. Hope you're doing well. What up, Icy? Icy in the house. What up, Melissa? David, what up, what up? Trying to go back a little bit. Amanda. Sandra. Oh, I'll just say the same names over and over. Okay, I got to the top. Let me get down closer to the bottom. Where we at here? Where we at? Here we are. Back in action. What's up, Graham? I know we don't have too many. Well, actually, I'm surprised. We already got 114 people here at where Dane is at. It's 5:38, so he's an hour behind us, or she could be she. But I think it's he. Lynn, much love. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all the prayers too, guys. Like the comment section from the last live stream was like, it literally melted my heart. Like the support is just, God, you guys make such a bad situation feel so much better. Matthew, hey, hey, hey. Tiffany, what up, Tiffany? Appreciate you being here. Hope you guys are gonna have a great Saturday. Excuse me, Sunday. What up, Jennifer? Again, Ryan in the house. Teresa, what up, Sophie? And I want your all's feedback on this when I tell you here in about 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, thank you so much, Amanda Barrett. It's great to see you. She'll always be sharing my PayPal link. That's so nice of you to do that for free, to just support me. Like, it's so amazing. Thank you so much. I don't give my mods enough credit. Joyful, what up? What up, Devin? What the frick was that? Bro, the animal just hit something? Did y'all see something? It sounded like a bird, like, just ran into the screen or something. Did I just miss something? Bro, what the hell was that? Interesting. Oh, I wish I got that. What's up, Bubba? Much love the Bubba Adventure Vlogs. That's what up. Cecilia, 3:40 in the morning in Tucson, Arizona. You're savage. Being up late tonight. Just shared this on Facebook. That's so nice of you, Alexa. I appreciate that. That is what up. All right, I got a lot of you. Anybody else that I didn't get that's here live? Sahar, much love. Sahar, Ali. Yeah, I think I got most of you. Graham, thank you for being here. Sean, what up, boo? Okay, I think that's good enough for now. What up, Lone? Something or another? I missed the other part of it. All right. So, all right. So let me fill you in. If you don't know, about 5 months ago, I started getting this really bad pain in my eye. Really bad pain, just like throughout the whole eye socket, and especially my eye. You could see how kind of messed up it looks, right? And I kind of like keep it babied and closed a little bit because it's like hard to. Normally, I would. Okay, so like if I want to keep my eye open normally, I have to really work to keep it open like this. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Like if you look right now, where I'm really struggling. Like the rest, you know how you like your resting eye place. This is what it is right now, which usually it looks like that. You know what I mean? Or something close to that. So I started getting this really bad pain. And I went down to Bascom Palmer and they put me on these 2 eye drops. I can't even remember what they were. But anyways, started taking them for a few weeks and yo, it kind of worked. It kind of like went away. And I kept taking them. And then I went to my boy Omar's house. And it had already been like a month, and I hadn't been having any pain and everything. Went to Omar's house, 5, 6 days there, no problems. Then I flew to South Carolina, and oh my God, it's like it hit me like a ton of bricks. I never felt so sick in my life, and it's weird to say sick because the pain was like, and I have a very high pain tolerance. Some of you guys know that, but the pain tolerance for me, for most people, would be like a 9 or a 10. For me, I would say like an 8. But I also started getting these massive headaches, and the headache would only be on the left side, and it would be like up this way, or it would be all the way in the back of my head. like the whole freaking cranium brain area. Also super, it's always been like really sore here. Even right now I touch it, it's sore to the touch. I think a bird just dived for a fish, or a big fish maybe. But it's kind of cool out here live streaming like this where the sun's coming up, a nice background at my sister's house here. And anyways, it was awful. Never experienced such. I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out of bed. Couldn't see my kids for days. It was just, imagine like the worst migraine headache. Like, you know, some of us every once in a while, like maybe once or a couple of times a year, some of you guys really struggle with this a lot, and have problems with migraines. But you ever just that top 1 or 2% of migraines? It's not the average migraine. It's like the freaking massive migraine where you can't even. You have to have all the lights out. You have to lay down. Like that's what I had day after day after day. I ended up only. I was only going to spend like a week there in South Carolina to hang out with my kids, and the first week I couldn't see my kids. I couldn't get out of my bed. I couldn't get off my couch. I couldn't do anything. And yeah, it was just so bad. And I had, what was crazy is I had ran out of one of the eye drops, but I still had the other eye drop. Or okay, I'm lying. I had one eye drop, and the other eye drop I accidentally left at home. And my mom said, I'll just mail it to you. And I should have had her do that, but I'm like, Mom, I'm not gonna be here for that much longer. Little did I know I'd be stuck there for 2 weeks dealing with it. Finally came back home, and basically I had to go see my sister. You know, I was there yesterday. I mean, I've been pretty much every day. She's actually, yesterday was a very good day. She was opening her eyes, she was looking around, she was moving up and down, which she hasn't been like that. She's been very passive, but it was really good to see her be that active yesterday. So that's a blessing. You know, to be able to, you know, there was a period of time where every week she would do something new, and then over the last honestly, ever since I left for South Carolina, I haven't really been getting that every week. It's kind of like she got to a standstill, and it really has been worrying me. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of days, she's really doing more. So that's such a blessing from God, and definitely give glory to God for allowing, you know, that to even happen. You know, got a long road ahead. But anyways, back to the story. Oh man, so I go see the doctor. Said I'm at the live stream. If you didn't see yesterday's live stream, I'm talking all about it. Well, I end the live stream and I go see the doctor. The wait wasn't that bad actually. It was like 40. When I got back in, it was like maybe another 30, 40 minutes. And they called me back there, and the doctor is a little bit young. Now, you know, there's young doctors, you know, 25 to 30 years old, and this place, if you don't know, Bascom Palmer Eye Institute, University of Miami, is nationally ranked as like the second or third best eye institute in the entire country. I've been going there since I was very young. And, you know, I'm telling the doctor my story, and I'm like, yo, you know, I told him everything I just told you guys. And I also told them that about a month or two ago, I found these particular pills that were not necessarily mine, prescription pill, but they're not like, it's kind of like for nerves and stuff. It's not like a narcotic or anything. It's just like for nerves, damage, or I don't know what it was. Something with the nerves. Anyways, I was just, oh my God, just the worst headaches. I'm taking 3 or 4 Advil or Excedrin, and then like, you know, 4 hours later taking more, and it helped a little bit, you know what I mean, but not a tremendous amount. And I'm still getting this stabbing in my eye pain, and I'm just sitting there dealing with it day after day after day. I would go to like, I'm not even lying. I went out last night for the very first time to like enjoy myself. It was the first time in probably 4 months that I actually went out and did something like for myself or entertaining. My life has literally been going to the hospital, sleeping in, first of all, going to the hospital, watching YouTube, putting some videos out here and there, not as much as I wanted or should have been. Um, Going to the hospital, coming home, and wanting just to go right into bed, turn out all the lights, and just watch some YouTube because, like, the pain, eat some dinner, go back to doing the same thing. And, yesterday was the very first time I actually went out, and it was actually really nice. But, bro, this sucks. So the doctor, I tell him the whole story about everything. I tell them that I want you to know that I'm taking these particular pills. I don't know if it's going to make any difference with what you see, but these pills, even though it's not for particularly this, it's basically gotten rid of the headaches 90%. By me taking 2 or 3 of these particular pills a day, 90% is taken care of. And then as far as my eye goes, 50% of the pain has gone away with me taking those. Basically, it made an unbearable situation uncomfortable, but bearable, if that makes sense to you guys. But also, like, it looks like this because it's so sore. I can't just like open my eye. I mean, I could, but then I feel like I'm forcing my eye open and then blinking. That's the other thing. So if I do this and then try to blink, it freaking hurts so bad up here. Like just right now when I did that, I'm like, ow, shit, that hurt. Which is probably another reason why I try to keep it closed. Just, I'm not even trying to do it. It's just what's happening. So, oh no. Oh no. Yo, is the connection bad? I didn't even think about this. I'm not on, oh man, I'm on Wi-Fi outside. Yo, is the connection good? Like, is it clear and can you hear me good and no lag? Put a 1 in the chat if it's great. Put a 2 in the chat if it's not great. No, it's good? Oh, good. Okay, great. Because normally I don't get that great reception out here from the Wi-Fi. I should have put on my regular internet. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. All right, so anyways, let's get to it. Told the doctor all this stuff. Looks at my eye. First thing he says is, your pressure is good. He's like, I don't see any, scratches or marks. He looked behind my eye to make sure there's no leakage or, anything behind the eye. So that's good. So pretty much like everything was good. So I'm like, what's the problem? And he basically said it's something like an eye degenerous. The eye is degenerating. I'm saying disintegrating, honestly. But he call it degenerating something. And he goes, I'm going to go ahead and give you these prescription pills. Or not pills. Prescription eye drops. The same ones that I had before. Now, technically, when I did use them the proper way, it did kind of pretty much healed it for the most part. But then when I stopped taking it, it came like it hit me with a force of vengeance. So it's not like I'm gonna take these damn eye drops forever because one of them is, fuck, what is it called? It's called come on, James, you know what it is. It's whatever it is, it's not something I want to put on there for long term, you know what I mean? So anyways, he goes, I'm gonna give you these and then I want to see you back here in 2 weeks. Bruh. First of all, when I first came there, okay, which I hate going to, okay, for reasons you know in the last live streams, they did the same thing. take the eye drops. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll see how it's doing. Well, guess what? After 2 weeks, I was great, okay? It wasn't until like a month after where it got so bad. So I'm like, dude, we're back. I'm back at square one. Like, it took me, bro, it took me 6 months to go in there where I let myself get tortured because I didn't want to go there. A, I don't want to pay for Ubers going down there and back. B, I don't want to pay like, they asked me if I have insurance, and I'm like, no, I got to pay cash. So, like, and I don't got the money to do that right now. I mean, if I was busting my ass on YouTube, yes, I would have the money to do it. But I don't have the money to do it. I'm borrowing the money to pay for the appointments. You know what I mean? How many times can I do that? So now, technically, I'm kind of pissed because I'm back at square one. I got to take these damn eye drops again. And I need something to drink. And I got to go back in 2 weeks. Now, this time, I'm not going to be stupid and not go, okay? I am going to go, mainly because I need a second opinion. And they do have me scheduled for a different doctor, which is great, okay? Here is where everything goes downhill. Here is the bombshell this doctor dropped on me. Here is what I never even crossed my mind ever. I mean, maybe a long time ago when I had some stuff going on, but I've never thought this could ever happen to me. And this sucks, okay? This sucks royally. I asked him, when I come in 2 weeks from now, what happens if I'm still in pain? I'm still, what's the next step? Any guesses in the comments right now in the live chat? Any guesses what the doctor said would be the next step? Any guesses? I want to see if anybody, like, it was never processed in my mind. It never even came across this could happen. No, it's worse than surgery. It is surgery, but I want to see, somebody's got to get it because I already gave, yes, Richard. Yes, I gave it away by saying that. Bro, they're going to take my eyeball out. Like, they're going to freaking remove my eye. Bro, I don't want my eye to go. Bro, no. I don't want a freaking glass eyeball, yo. And I say glass eyeball, yes, they have, and you say, well, they have great advances now with prosthetic eyes, where they match it up pretty good. It kind of moves around, like a little bit with the other eye. If it moves a little bit, it will react a little bit with it. Like, they have good stuff. But you know how ChatGPT, you know how much that cost? $8,000 to $10,000 for one damn eyeball. For one of these eyeballs, they're talking about 8 to 10 grand. I ain't got no 8 to 10 grand to get no damn eyeball. You know what kind of eyeball I'm gonna be able to get? I'm gonna get the antique eyeballs that you see at the antique shops for like $50. The old glass eyeball is gonna fall out, and I'm gonna be out there freaking ghost hunting one day, doing videos. All of a sudden, my freaking eye's gonna pop out. It's gonna fall on the ground. It's gonna freaking crack all over the floor. I mean, this is bad, man. I don't want them to remove I never in a million years would have thought they're gonna remove my eye if these eye drops don't work. And that brings me to another problem. I'm going to have a hell of a time letting the doctor do that. Because yes, my eye looks fudged up right now. But before this happened, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like, go back to some old videos. Maybe in some videos, oh yeah, it doesn't look great, it looks red, whatever, but it didn't look all jacked up. And it certainly don't look like, there's a hole in my eye socket. Like, I never ever would have thought the doctor would say that. And then I'm asking, why is this happening? And he's telling me, like, basically the eye deteriorates. Like, for people that have had trauma, and especially infection and then trauma from it, and just like whatever, they can start experiencing pain. And I'm like, with the headaches too? And he's like, yes. And he believes that's what's happening. Bruh. Dude, I didn't know they're gonna, like, I've gone through so much shit with my eyes. And now they want to pop my eyeball out and throw it away? For real? I didn't think this was gonna, like, would have been what would happen. Like, come on, okay, the eye drops don't work. Let's try something else. There's gotta be some kind of laser thing you can do, or, you know, whatever. I mean, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I keep my eye a little bit open like this, it doesn't look that bad. It certainly doesn't look as bad as a glass eyeball. Now, I will say there is a YouTuber that has like 6 million subscribers, and all his videos are like YouTube shorts where he's just popping his eye out nonstop. It's like a freaking suction cup eyeball. And they have all these gimmicky eyeballs. They got freaking Pokemon eyeball. They have like a wolf-looking eyeballs. They got every kind of eyeballs you could ever imagine. Now, some of them do look kind of cool, and I could imagine some really crazy content with those eyeballs. But to get an eyeball, traditional eyeball that will match my other eyeball, $8,000 to $10,000, bro. I've always told you guys I'll never do no. I mean, unless it's life or death, and I need money because I'm gonna die immediately. I ain't gonna do no, like I always had people, oh, do a GoFundMe, Jay. I'm not doing a GoFundMe. I don't want my fans to have to pay money for whatever. Like, no. Like, if people are just strangers out there in the world that don't even know me and wanted to donate because of my situation, great. I would have no problem on my conscience with that. But I don't want my subscribers to literally like feel bad so that they have to. I've never see some. This is what I hate about some YouTubers and streamers. They make their subscribers feel bad to donate, or they try to like give them false promises, like, oh, you're gonna get this shout out, and then no, bro, that's not what it's supposed to be about. I hate those kind of people. I will never be that kind of person. You know what I mean? If somebody got some extra money, they want to hook a brother up, you know what I mean, and they appreciate the content or whatever, great. Like, I'll take that. But like, bro, to have like to pull on people's conscience to have them donate, that's messed up, yo. I'm not ever gonna do that. Like, no, ever. But yes, dude, like legit, in 2 weeks from now, if these eye drops don't work, and I just think, you know what, last time they worked for 2 weeks, but then they didn't work. So then what? Does that still mean I need a glass eyeball, or I need to get a freaking my eyeball removed? Bro, I'm about to hit. I've been up all night thinking about this. Like, no. Like, that is another. I've had some messed up stuff with my eyes, okay? Having surgery at a young age for glaucoma, and then having 6 needles stuck in my eye from the doctors. 6 needles while I'm awake. Literally 6 needles I've had stuck in my eye while I was awake because of an infection. I'd rather do that again, and that should traumatize me to never want to go back there again. But I'd rather do that than to give me a freaking, like, take my eyeball out. So some of you were right when you said, yesterday I was terrified that I was gonna have to do the surgery, like just have surgery, period, to fix the eye. Never in a million years was I thinking that I'm gonna need surgery because they're removing my eye and then I gotta have a prosthetic eyeball. Like, no, I don't want that. Now, I have a little bit of hope. And I mean, I got strong faith in God, and I know He can answer prayers 100%. I appreciate the prayers, but I don't know God's will. My grandfather was a blind evangelist. You know what I mean? Maybe that's His will, and I can live with that. But I don't want a freaking glass eyeball. That would suck. And I had a point to that because I'm been up all night. I forgot where I was going with that. Damn, I forgot what I was saying with that. But yeah, no bueno, guys. Like, I never thought that could have been something they're actually gonna do. Oh, I remember. So besides prayer, which can heal, God, Jesus can heal anything. Let me tell you, He really can. A lot of us have experienced these miracles in our lives, but I have, I don't know, man, 30% hope that the eye drops are gonna work. I got sick. If my hope, imagine this, okay? My hope is 100%, right? Hope is 100%, right? 30% of my hope spectrum, okay? So I guess you could put it, would be that those eye drops are gonna work, not including prayer, okay? Besides that, the other 60 or 70% would be that this doctor, I need a second opinion. I'll get another doctor that has the solution that can fix this pain that I'm going through and these migraines that it's causing. And it's not doing that. Like, okay, if I didn't take those nerve pills that I've been taking, I would not be live streaming right now. I would be laying in bed with my eye freaking excruciating pain and worst headache ever. Thank God. Thank God. My sister had some pills, these pills that I'm just going through and, looking at them and researching, because those Advils and stuff weren't working, and I'm wondering what else could maybe possibly work. And then I was reading about it, and it was talking about nerves and veins, and I'm like, well, they told me that I had a hemorrhage, which is basically like your blood vessel popping. So I didn't think it was really gonna work, to be honest with you. But I'm like, fuck it, I'll try anything. You know what I mean? And it worked, bro. It worked a lot. So yeah. So my problem is going to be, if these eye drops don't work, and let's say the doctor is correct, I'm going to be wrestling with myself. I'm going to have a very big struggle on my hand, because it's going to come down to, do I do it, or do I freaking torture myself for the rest of my life? And I know most of you guys would just do it, 100%. Like, if I'm being rational, yes, do it. But I'm very stubborn, and I do have a high pain tolerance. And I'm like, I've literally lived with the pain for months, okay? Months. And the pills that I was taking, that I found, I've done some research. It's not something that I really should be taking, like, for long term. So that's not a real solution. It's a band-aid for now. And thank God I found that band-aid, because you know what? Had I not found that, and I'm still in excruciating pain, I would have went to this doctor, and he would have just gave me the same 2 eye drops. And again, last time it worked when I did it properly, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna read some of your comments right now, because I see a bunch of comments rolling through. Let me spin this around and get y'all's opinion. And also, if you're watching, most of you guys will be watching this after it's live. Like, we have 166 people here live right now, and I know for sure I will have thousands of people watching this later today. So that's why I like to address not just who's here live, because most of you guys will be watching this later. James, it's called gap pin. Yes, that's it. Please be careful. I know you need to get rid of the pain, but you can get addicted to them. Yes, that's why I can't take those. That's why it's not a solution. It's just a band-aid for now. And yeah, I agree. That's exactly my point. That's why I went to the doctor, so I don't have to take that. I hate any kind of pills, honestly. But I love that people here have friends and family that have lost and thrived, but James wants to keep his eye. Or an alternative. Yes, for sure, Diane. And yes, we do have such amazing fams in here. There's just so much love. Like, a lot of channels you could be scrolling, and You come across the channel and the people are, let's just say, like very negative, or you get a lot of trolls. We get just a lot of love. I don't know too many channels, honestly, on YouTube that gets as much love as we do. And that's because I never worried about growing my channel just to get numbers. It's always been about quality people and people that are real. And that's why we have that. I'm so glad that I've been able to. It was never about money for me. It was never about, oh, James, you have, over 500,000. That's nothing. You know what I mean? It's the small group of people, the 20,000 fams that are just absolutely amazing, that will come here to live streams, that will watch this after it's live. Like, you guys are just, you mean so much to me. I really appreciate it. Inferno said my uncle had the glass eye surgery. He tells everyone he has a blink eye. Wait, a bionic eye. Yeah, they even make eyes that look like bionic eyes. Faith is my middle name. Literally, I know there is a God, and I believe he will take great care. Oh, God always takes good care of me. It's just, I don't know what's in his plans. You know what I mean? I know God loves me and takes care of me, but it's still bad things happen sometimes. Things that we don't understand, things that we can't process and wonder why these things happen. But God has a bigger plan. There's a reason for that. If I get a glass eyeball, there's a reason for that. And I trust in that. And that's when you really start getting to be on on the path of faithfulness, and having true faith in God, is knowing that even when the bad things happen, I thank God even when the bad things happen, because I know there's a bigger reason why. I know there's a blessing that's coming from that, even though it's such a bad thing. My sister being in a coma for so many months, I know there's a reason for it, a greater good that God knows that I don't. Like, his plans are not the things that we want to do. And some people get wrapped up in thinking, you know, this has happened and there can't be a God because this happened. But you know what? Like, it's not his fault. He's made it that man has free will. And a lot of times we're to blame, or there's a bigger reason. And I believe that is very true, and definitely happens a lot. So even if I do have to have a glide eyeball, yes, I will freak out about it. Yes, I will be worried. Yes, I know you guys will give me much love and literally help me help my anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, it'll take my anxiety from like a 99 down to like a 30 or 40. And that's what I love so much about you guys. It really is amazing. And I encourage you guys too, in chat. That's the one thing. There's so many people, even real friendships, that have evolved, not just online, through our chat and people in it. And I always encourage you to talk to each other in chat. Like, I love it when I see people, that are going through something, and instead of being judged, they're getting love from people in my chat. And I absolutely love that. I'd rather see that than you saying, hey, James, you're so great, or James, James this, James that. You know what I love to see? What really touches my heart 100 times more than you guys, giving me some type of credit for something, is you guys supporting each other or giving each other credit. I mean, I absolutely, like, it just melts my heart. It's why I do this. It's definitely a great thing, and I encourage you. I encourage you to do that, and you'll feel the love. I've had people come in here before that are suicidal or just all alone and empty, and then all of a sudden they come and they feel a part of like something that's real and people that truly care. Like, I have a testimonial from my ex-girlfriend and I. We traveled to 31 states in 31 days, and we met thousands of you guys in person. And I can't tell you where I had somebody come up to me, or whether it was there in the moment, or whether it was a lot of people that told me in the moment, and then a lot of people told me afterwards, that, you know, they had anxiety in crowds and they were very nervous to be there and they were scared, or all these different things. I had one woman, God bless her soul, that her daughter told me that she hadn't been outside the house in 2 years. She hadn't left the house in 2 years. And I had tears, literally, like, she hadn't left the house in 2 years, but she came to see me. But they also said that, and I got other people that said this, that, you know, they came there like super nervous and their anxiety was really crazy and, you know, whatever. And the interaction that they got, it wasn't about me. It was the interaction amongst everybody that was there, the synergy of all of us. They felt the love, man. God, I need to do that more often where I come out and meet with you guys, and because it's such an amazing feeling that I think it's honestly a miracle. I almost feel like God has set this up for a reason. That's why I want to do more stuff with my YouTube channel other than just ghost stuff, because it's made a real difference in people's lives where they come out, you know. I talk to them, it's, you know, because I gotta like shuffle my time between everybody, because I want everyone to, you know, I want to be able to talk to everybody and spend some time with everybody. But that also, I'm spending time with one person, the other 30 or 40 people are just standing there. No, they're not. They're all talking to each other. They're all meeting each other. They're sharing their phone numbers with each other. They're like finding out what they have in common. And bro, I'm telling you, I know I've said this before, and it's the weirdest thing ever. But out of the thousands of people that we gotten together with, so mind blowing. I swear, everybody, 90% all have the same anxiety. They all also have the kindest hearts ever, and they truly care about not just, you know, me, but for other people and the well-being of people. And it's just like, I've been brought all those people to meet, and they're all the same type of person, which is what I honestly believe. You watching this right now, I can, I could, bro, I could guarantee you, 99% of the people that are here right now, I could tell you all about you. Well, let's try this. I never even thought about it. Let me try this, right? I'm gonna tell you about you, fam. Okay, you that's watching right now. We're gonna test this out with the 166 people that we have, okay? And I want you all to be honest, okay? I don't want you to baloney me. I want you to be straight up honest. If I'm wrong about you personally, please put it there. But I'm gonna tell you about who you are. You are a person that has a kind heart, and to be honest with you, in today's day and age, I'm gonna tell you, 30%, 20% of people out there truly have a kind heart, and you care for other people, not just yourself. You are the kind of person that puts other people ahead of yourself. Okay? I'll tell you some more stuff about you. Okay? You, I'm thinking this off the cuff. Okay? I wish I would have thought of this earlier and like wrote it down or something. But you, gosh, oh my gosh, I didn't sleep last night too, so I wish I was thinking. Let me think about this for a second. Besides just being a kind-hearted person, hmm, you're the kind of person that if you're yeah, man, I don't know. You're the kind of person that would be in chicken soup to somebody that is sick. You're the kind of person that actually cares about what other people think. And I don't mean that in a way of like, oh, I worry about what they're gonna, you know, think of me, but I think a lot of you do. I think a lot of you worry about things that you shouldn't worry about. I think you that's listening has, you know, you think about your anxiety at times, but you let it get the best of you at times. You worry about things that you shouldn't worry about. You also worry too much about things that have happened in the past tense. Your mind, Instead of your mind, which I had to teach myself how to do this, but, and I could help you with this. If y'all want me to make a video on how to do this, somebody taught me how to do this and it really changed my life. But every time you talk about things that, oh man, I used to have this amazing car. If you talk to somebody, you tell them about something that, stuff in the past. It could be anything. It could be past relationships you're always talking about. It could be past anything in the world, okay? Anything that has happened in the past. And not in a selfish way, but just, you know, you think about the memories in the past a lot. And it's not always just, I'm not talking about the good memories, that's okay, but you talk about things that used to happen, and what you need to do is start thinking about right now and the future. Anytime you catch yourself thinking about something in the past, you need to think about right now and just the future. And you will watch your anxiety disappear. You will watch miracles happen in your life. I promise you. And I know it's easier said than done, but anytime you catch yourself and you need help, you may need to tell your husband, your wife, your kids. Anytime you hear me say anything about the past, because for months, I would do it. Like, matter of fact, as soon as the guy taught me, 3 or 4 times after he taught me, the first day, he would catch me saying something about the past. You don't know how often you do that, and I feel like that's you, fam. So, in the comments right now, if I described you pretty much to a T, like I described you, put a 1 in the chat. And be honest, if I really didn't describe you that's watching right now, I mean, unless you're brand new to this channel, but if you've been watching me for a while and you're here live right now, and if you're watching this, I want you to comment too. If you're watching this like after it's live, I want you to mention put a 1 in the comment section if I'm talking about you. Put a 2 in the comment section if it's not really you. I'm curious. I bet you almost a very good percentage I want to see. But that's my chat. Okay, let's get to it. I could be wrong. But I want to see. So we got a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We should get a lot more comments than this. Maybe it's a little laggy. 1, 1, 1, 1.5. I like that. Thank you for your honesty. 1, 1. So far, we're about 20 to 0. I hope I'm not missing stuff. And be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? 1, 1, 2. Thank you for being honest. 1. So that's 95% of you. And if you have a poll and you have 95%, that's pretty outstanding. How did I just describe you? Because I know. It's just how we are. It's how the fam is. That's how I knew. And I didn't know this. I learned this not like, I didn't know this since, starting my channel and everything. This is something I've learned over time. Maybe a lot after, like, when we did the fan meetups, and I ended up learning, meeting thousands of you guys, and just being in awe of, like, dude, I imagine this, right? You go out in public, or you go to work, or you go to school. What percent of those people that am I describing? I guarantee you it's not 95% of you. If you go to any other YouTube channel and you ask that question, I guarantee you it's not 95%. And I didn't do that intentionally. I don't know what I caused for that day. It ended up having intentionally. I think the good energy brings good energy. And for a channel that was created on ghost hunting, okay, and urban exploration, I find that amazing, because we're not a positivity channel. I'm not a preacher channel. I'm not where if you went to church and asked that same question, I don't even think you'd get 95% in church. You know what I mean? So I find that, quite amazing. But if you're watching this later, I do want you to be honest or comment in the comments and just put a 1 or 2. You could talk about it and say what you think about it. I do love when I get comments where it's more than a sentence and you're actually either actually asking me something or you want some type of advice. I love that. Or you're actually making a statement or you give a testimonial about something that I said that affected you. And a matter of fact, I want to try something too. Besides the one and the two in the chats for everyone that's watching after, or even if you're watching now, you can come go to the normal comment section and comment this. But if you have some type of something that I said really, really resonated with you, really opened your eyes, really helped you relate to something in your life, I want you to mention that in the comment section. Because I really like this, see, like I wish I could talk to you. I remember when I would do live streams when I only had like 20 or 30 people and I could actually talk to you face to face. Just some of you guys remember those days? That was so cool. Like I really got to know man, I need a drink. Hang on one sec. I gotta go get a drink. I got like a tickle in my throat for like 20 minutes. Also, if anybody wants to comment later about any advice they have on my eye situation, something I don't know. I never looked into the whole prosthetic eyeball stuff. I just learned a little bit of research from today. Bro, there is freaking flies all over, and this sucks. I'm in a screen patio, and yesterday they had this pest person come through, and they were spraying for spiders and stuff in here. And I noticed yesterday that, bro, there's these huge holes up on top. It wasn't like that yesterday morning. And we were trying to figure out how the hell did that happen? How the hell did those pop through like that? And at first, the only thing I could think was animals, but then I only saw one at the time, and then I seen two. Luckily, my mom stepped up and said, yo, there was a really bad thunderstorm. So that's the only thing that could have made sense, because I was about to have him go blame the freaking, the pest company that was here trying to get the spiders. So, like, how does that actually happen? I wasn't there yesterday, and now we got gnats and flies. I hate it. There used to be none in here. I used to love it out here. Yesterday, I was loving it out here. Now I'm not loving it so much. Just crazy. Really, just crazy. So anyways, keep me in your prayers. I'm going to have to keep you guys updated, but in 2 weeks, I'm going to go. I do like the fact that I'm going to go during the week instead of the weekend. I'm actually going to see like one of the, what do they call it? The primary, physicians or doctors there. Because I don't trust anybody but this place. Because if I went to a hospital or an eye doctor, they would have no clue. My eyes are so complex with all the scissory that they've done. I don't, I've shown my eye above my eyeballs before, or pulled my lids up and shown some of you guys in past live streams, so you could see all the work that I've had on my eyes. I mean, the fact that I'm still seeing at the age that I'm at 48 years old, I'm very blessed. Even though I can barely see, I can still get around, bro. I can still make crazy videos all alone in an abandoned house. Oh, shit. Damn, that was a big freaking bird. Oh my god, that scared me, bro. Freaking bird took off from the top of the house. Bro, they're all over. What? Look at, this is what happens when I do a lot. I just had a tear go down my eye. That's the other thing. I get these puddles of tears under my eyes, especially when I lay down. But this is what's cool about, like, sunrise. You got so much wildlife activity, which is so cool. So crazy. But I know I didn't get to read Blind Savage for sure. I know I didn't get to read some important comments here in the live, but if it's something you think I should read, please after this is over, or whatever, you could actually do it now while you're watching. If you turn your phone like up and down like this, and then where it says live chat, you just scroll this way or that way, and then it just says comments. There's live chat, and then there's comments. Go to the comment section, because that I will be reading. Would love your feedback. The whole put a 1 or 2 in the comment section if I'm describing you. I'm curious if people that are watching this later on, if we're still at 95%. I mean, there was more. I'm gonna think about that and redo it too, because if I really stop and like my mind's clear for a minute and not been up all night, there's a lot more things that I could say that would describe you watching right now, and it would actually be kind of amazing if I told you all the things that I would get right. And I'm not a fortune teller, you know. I've only noticed this over time, and it's so just crazy to me how I almost feel like God has brought you guys together with me for a reason, for a bigger reason than just being a YouTube channel or just being a ghost hunting thing or whatever. I truly do believe there's a real world purpose. And, I have no idea what it is. Is it, Jesus is coming back in a couple years and it's all of a sudden there's a reason for me to, I don't know, I'm not saying that's what it is. Is it, I do feel like there's something big, a bigger reason. And I've thought that before, but I've thought a bunch of stuff before. But I do know there's something more than just I made a YouTube channel. Even the fact that my friend told me to call my channel The Fam, which is family, and literally, it literally describes us to a T. And I didn't do that intentionally. It just ended up being like that somehow. After a while, you have all these coincidences and all these people that have been brought together. Like imagine back in the day, right? Back a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, and there was a person that would speak to cities and would travel to good congregations, and he would always attract the same type of people without trying to attract the same type of people, without trying that. I mean, literally, you could say it's my personality in a way, but I've done so much just like ghost hunting stuff that really, if you think about it, I mean, I used to think about how society just not even long ago, 10, 20 years ago, if you told people you believe in ghosts, they would think you're crazy, bro. Go back 50 years ago, they would think you're a witch. You could die and be burnt to a stake. Like, it is way, way different now. But there's also a dark side to paranormal and demons and stuff. And I believe some of my videos attract those people as well. But are they truly dark people? Or are they just misguided and they need to hear some words of encouragement? And maybe not always by just me. It could be you see somebody in the comment that seems to be putting themselves out there in a way that's they're telling something about their life or their struggle, and I don't catch it. But you notice I don't catch it, and then you comment to them and say, "Hey, Sarah," and you just say a kind word to them. Sometimes you don't know how much that minute you would think it's just minuscule comment that is just something that took you 2 seconds to do because you're a kind-hearted person could have changed that person's life. Like, you have no idea. There's so many testimonials of people that just said something or gave $5 to somebody that was in need, or just something that stopped them from dying, stopped them from just changed their life completely. Just completely made that person's day. And man, back in the day, you be at home with the family, and the doorbell rings or somebody knocks on your door, and for the old heads out here, what used to happen, everybody be like, yo, who's at the door? So excited, who running to the door, see who it is. Now our society, somebody knocks on your door, who the hell's at the door? Or you start getting anxiety, who's at your door? It didn't used to be like that. And it's not that crime rate has gone up that much. It's the way society has taught us to be that has changed that over time. Because everything you see out there in the world, whether it's on TV, there's evil powers that be that have brought this to light for a reason, or brought this to the darkness for a reason. If you really dig deep into it and start thinking about it, especially for some of you guys that are a little bit older like me, or older than me. I mean, there was a time where the phone would ring and everyone would hope it was for them. And, there was the times were just, society has changed so rapidly in a negative way. And I believe that's devil's work. I believe that's, you know, it used to be anti church stuff, but I kind of learned. And I've had a lot of people, that tell me they don't believe in God. And the number one reason, when I ask them, the number one reason, and it's not always obviously, but the number one reason is because somebody ruined it for them. A pastor at the church would get caught, or they would find out he wasn't for real, or he wasn't a truly kind hearted person like you are, or you found out there was some nasty stuff going on at the church, or it's about money, and it's not even just about the church. It could be just losing faith in people in a way. And I don't know. I truly believe that's some evil forces at work right there. And I believe there are a lot of, because I know you are, a lot of good, kind-hearted people out there, and people have lost faith, for example, of people that are supposed to be religious and did bad things to them, or people that pretended to be a Christian, but then you would see them do things that went against the Bible, or did, really bad stuff. I mean, I really started hating it when these so-called Christian groups, and I've always considered myself Christian my whole life, but these so-called Christian groups would go after, like, in a really evil way, like LGBT, people. And even though I personally don't believe that is something that like I personally believe, like, maybe that would be a sin or something, but they believe that will keep you from going to heaven. They believe that's abomination. They believe all that's not true. Everybody sins. It says in the Bible all sins are equal. So if you're sitting there as a Christian group telling these people that they're not going to go to heaven because they're gay or whatever, bro, that person who cast the first stone, I mean, yes, I may personally even, and they can personally even think that, yes, that's it's a sin and they shouldn't be doing that or whatever. But that's no difference than you cursing. That's no difference, or cursing in front of people. That's no difference than you being a bad example out there. And I'm just using it as one example. I could use a bunch of different stuff out there, but I truly believe a lot of people have or experience true heartache in their life, or some real bad tragedy, and then blame God for that. Because why would, it saddens my heart because I know a lot of really good, kind hearted people that aren't going to be in heaven. Even with my sister, the one thing that I have complete faith that's God's going to bring her back to us in whatever form it is. But even if He doesn't, I, 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 I will be able to be peaceful with it because I know she's going to be in heaven. I know I'm going to be in heaven. I told my mom recently, if for some reason I'm on my deathbed or I die, I don't want you to feel sorry. I lived a full and exciting life. I got to experience so much more stuff than 99% of other people in this life won't. I've learned more stuff than most people won't. But I know that the moment I die, I am going to be in such an amazing place, while the people that are feeling bad for me are in such a horrible place compared to where I'll be. I would be the one when I die to feel bad for the people that are still here. And I've always had this thought. I know it's crazy and I'm just rambling, but I've always had this thought, what if hell is earth? You know what I mean? The way heaven is portrayed, like, earth could describe hell, man, because it's such bad stuff, at least now. But then again, go back, go back 50 years ago. Society was so different. Go back 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago. People were so different. I think in the last 20, 30, 40, yeah, 20, 30, 40 years, society had, okay, if you have society, moral and, being a good person and everything, and, you're way up here from back in the day, and it's like, kind of just like, and then all of a sudden, 30 or 40 years ago, it went, and that's true. And what if the reason was, they say that, in the end of times, they say that the Antichrist, will come back and will have power over the earth. And bro, what do we see in the world right now? So much evil. We see these celebrities that get caught with child, like, doing really bad stuff to children, but not just on a small level, on a huge scale, that it's been happening everywhere. I personally know of evil stuff that happens, like, let's say throughout the government or throughout this or whatever, that, bro, wasn't happening when George Washington was around. And relatively, as far as time goes, that wasn't that long ago. And I'm just saying, what if? You know what I mean? And if I truly love my fam, I want to tell the truth, even if it costs me some people. Sometimes, and I've had a couple people tell me, James, I'm sorry, I've watched you for years, but after what you said, I just can't watch you anymore. You want to know what that is? I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. I'm going to nail it right on the head. That's their heart. That's their subconscious fighting against what they know is right. That's them taking whatever trauma they had or whatever they had and try to say, I can't watch you more because of what you said. It's actually more of a good thing than you know, because that means you're not a lost soul. That means your subconscious is telling you that this is the way, this is the light, this is the truth. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you guys. So I don't know how we went from eyeball stuff to just preaching, but when I don't sleep, I get really tired sometimes. And I just ramble on about freaking A to Z and everything in between. But sometimes my heart feels led to talk about one thing or another. Or it's crazy because sometimes I'll do a live stream and be like, I don't know what I'm going to even talk about. And I will literally just ramble on for hours. And when I watch it back, it doesn't sound totally just like me being completely stupid or an idiot. And I'm really not that smart where I could just think all these things over and over. And I feel like someone or something is putting the words in my mouth at times, where I'll think of things that I've never thought of, and I'll just say it during a live stream. And I feel like it doesn't even come from me at times. Hard to explain. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get a little bit of sleep. I wish I could actually read your comments while I want, like, sit there when I'm in the zone talking, because I really do like to get some of y'all's feedback. But if it's something that you really think I should say, copy and paste it or rewrite it in the comment section, because I will read it in the comment section. A lot of times I'll go back and scroll through the live comments as well, but sometimes I don't have time to go through. With comments, it'd be 100 or 200. I could do that. Sometimes there'll be thousands of them during the live stream. Because, you know, you'll do 10 or 20 comments sometimes, which I wish I got that in the regular comment section, to be honest with you. YouTube might start promoting some of my videos a little more. But at the end of the day, I'm never worried about growing or doing the things that are popular just to be popular, just to make money. It's not what drives me. It never has. All my OGs know that. I've mentioned that so many times. And unlike 90% of other people out there, I've never talked the talk. I've always walked the walk. I've always kept it real. I've always kept it 100 with you guys. Whether I was right or wrong, whether you agree with me or not, I lay it all on the line, and I'll say things sometimes that I shouldn't say. I will be straight up honest with you. Sometimes I will go back and watch things and be like, why the hell did you say that? Like, I totally shouldn't have put that out there. Or I'll kind of like be thinking something and it comes out wrong. So it sounds, what I was thinking is, I'll watch it and I'll be like, if I was anybody else watching that, that don't sound right. But that's not what I was thinking when I said it. It just kind of came out wrong. I just hope a good majority comes out right than wrong. But I know, but if you're a person that gets offended by liking so many things and agreeing with so much, and then one or two things happen that you don't agree with, and you're like, oh, I'm just not gonna watch this guy no more. It's fine. You know what I mean? But that's just you making an excuse for something that's weighing on your heart. For sure. And I love the fact that, you know, I don't know how, I'm not like a Bible scholar or anything. I don't know, they always say if you don't believe in God or Jesus, all you have to do is truly just make a prayer that, hey, dear Heavenly Father, I'm not a preacher, but I believe in you. I know you are my God. You are my Father. You live in heaven, and I accept you as as that. And then, bam, you're in heaven. Maybe that's true, but also I think it has a lot to do with faith. And I've learned a lot about faith, and not just saying that so that you could get in heaven because you said the key words. It doesn't have to be the key words. It just has to have be true faith that you do believe that, and you do believe that. Like, I have such an amazing story about my walk of faith where I was going down a dark alley. I was just going down the wrong paths, and then I lost everything. And instead of worrying about it, instead of freaking out trying to figure out how I was gonna do it, I just said, God, I will just follow you and do as you tell me. I will just go, and even though I don't know how I'm gonna eat tonight, even though I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent this month, I'm just gonna trust that it's gonna happen. And if you truly have that trust like I did throughout that whole thing, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing, but every single time that there was something that was gonna happen, and I thought it's gonna be impossible for this to happen because I'm not preparing for it. I'm not, I'm not working what I should do to make sure it happens. I'm just trusting that somehow it's gonna happen. It's freaking amazing if you actually have that true faith, and it's so hard to do, but if you actually do truly have that, how it really comes true. I I literally just went literally blind, not knowing how I was gonna do anything, and just somehow by the grace of God, just everything just happened and lined up properly. Everything just worked. Everything just came together, and it's. I'll have to tell you some of the stories one day about that, but yeah, anyways, this Sabbath Sunday, I had to tell you about my eye. I never in a million years thought that there's a freaking very good chance that they're going to pop my eyeball out and throw it in the garbage can. And I'm gonna have to have some cheap replacement eyeball. It's gonna make me look like a freaking idiot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Thank goodness I ain't been looking for a girlfriend. If if it happens one day, great. But I ain't looking. I ain't going over dating sites and trying to go talk to this cute girl here or over there. Just if it happens, it happens. But with that glass eyeball, let me tell you, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, hey, I have faith. If that's God's will, it will happen. But I'm not going out in my own will and trying to make that happen. And watch. For some of you guys that are single out there, maybe you've been single for years. See, I'm very happy being single and content. I love being in a relationship too, just as much, if not more. But I'm very happy being. I know people that cannot be single, cannot be alone, or they really upset that they can't find somebody or whatever. If you struggle with that, trying to find somebody, try this. Try stop trying. Try stop worrying. Stop trying something from the past, and just have faith that it's gonna happen, and God will bring you the right person. And if you actually can make yourself believe that, not just say it, and it might take a little work, but make yourself try to believe that, watch how it happens. And if you think, oh, I just need this to happen in 2 weeks, God, please make this happen. That's not the right. That's not that means you're gonna need to have faith for a long time. Try to have truth faith and watch how much quicker something happens. If you're struggling with something in your life right now, if you're stressing over something right now, if you're having huge anxiety over something right now, and it just bothers you, because this used to be me, okay? I used to I used to worry about so much. When it was time for me to go to bed, my mind would not stop. I would be in bed for hours and my wheels would just be turning, thinking about thing after thing. And that's when, like, just there wasn't anything big happening. But oh man, there's something big happening in my life, something to stress about all day, or at least at night. I was able to completely 100% stop that, to the point where it's actually absurd. As crazy as I used to be like that, it is an extreme level. I'm on an extreme bottom level now where I'm not going to say I just don't care. I just have faith. I just know that the situation is going to work out. And I don't mean like if there's something that you need to do, like say you're trying to find a job, that you shouldn't go out there and actually look in articles and shouldn't actually like fill out resumes. I mean more like you work toward it. You fill out those resumes, but then have faith you're gonna find the right job. You then have faith that you put the work into it, but then have faith it's gonna work out the way you want it to work out. It may not always happen the way you want it to do it, but watch how sometimes you get shocked on what really happened. But I'm going to bed, man. I'm tired as hell. I always ramble on when I do this. How long have I been live for it? 80 minutes. Hopefully, I don't sound too crazy to you guys. Before I go, let me read the comments. Put a 1 in the chat if I am, like, dead on. Okay, now it don't have to be a 1 in the chat. No, forget that. Forget that. No ones. Let me rephrase this. Be honest, okay? I want you to be honest. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, if you feel 100% of everything I said was right on, and don't just say 10 because, you believe that. But if you think 100% is pretty much right on, put a 10. If you think 80%, 70%, 60%, put a 7, 6, 5. If you think I'm completely full of donkey doo-doo, put a 1, okay? That's like 10% of what I said. You don't have to be 10. I mean, you don't have to believe, agree with or feel me. But if you feel everything that I said, I want you to put a 10. If you felt literally everything I said minus one thing, put a 9 in the chat. If everything minus 2 things, put an 8. I'm just curious because I didn't get to read the comments, and sometimes like I'll end these live stream and wonder what some of you guys are thinking. I'm just curious to. Hey, a 70 is a 7 would be a passing grade. 7%, you know what I mean? 7, 10, 10, 10, 1. Appreciate the honesty. 10, 10, 10, 100, 100, 100. I'll take that as a 10. And I know not everybody, chats in the chat. They just listen and put it on the TV or whatever. But I like to get I like to get some feedback. So I appreciate that. The honesty. 8, 7, 10. Okay, so I'm not completely crazy. Only one person thinks I'm completely crazy. And that's fine. I mean, I am a little crazy, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. But hopefully it's in a good crazy. But again, thank you guys for being here. It's the first time I think I've ever done an early morning Savage Sunday like this, but I was up all night. I went out last night, had a good time, but I was up all night, kind of worried about it. You know, not so much like I can't sleep or anything, but I was out late last night, and then I'm like, you know what, in a few hours, I should just do a live stream, let everyone know what happened, let them know. I mean, I'm worried, but I'm not like, I'm so scared, It's just that I don't want a glass eyeball, you know what I mean? I really just don't want it. If God wants me to have a glass eyeball, dang it, I'm gonna end up getting a damn glass eyeball, okay? In a few weeks. But I really don't want one. But if I gotta get one, bro, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I legit, there's no clickbait to the title of this live stream. I legit did not think going in yesterday, I was worried that I had to have surgery. I never thought in a million years I'd have to have surgery to remove my eye. I mean, they could fix it, I mean, they have such great technology out there now. Like, I heard Elon Musk can connect the camera to somebody's eyeball and to put it into their brain, and it works. Like, how the heck can't they, like, bro, really? you know? It's wild. I guess if I had millions of dollars, I could get stuff done. But, when I gotta go on a payment plan to go to, an average doctor's appointment, yeah, not too good. But again, I don't lose sleep over it. I don't stress. I have faith it's all gonna work out. And I hope that's what you do in your life too, because channel's never been about me. It's just been about you guys. So I just always appreciate you guys and love that you've always given me and the hard times you guys helped me get through. So if I could say some things, even if it hurts me with some people and is not the popular thing to say, and people will stop watching or whatever, I don't care. I don't care. Take away my YouTube money. I mean, it really has already been taken away. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to make like $4,000 or $5,000 a month on YouTube, which you would think would be more back in the day. And then it went to 2,000, and then 1,500, and then my last check was the worst. It was like $650, but that's because I didn't upload all month. So it's funny, before my sister got in a coma and I had to leave South Carolina to come down here, which I'm still paying all my bills in South Carolina and no one's living in my house, which is the hugest waste ever, but I don't want to lose my house. That's where my kids are, very close to there. So what was I gonna say? I don't know. I think that's enough right now. I think I've rambled on enough. I don't know what it is. You would think with lack of sleep, I would look as tired as, I would talk as tired as I look. But no, I become freaking like chatty Cathy. You know what I mean? Freaking, those dolls used to pull the string and it was like, I think it was called Chatty Cathy. It's Chatty James. That's me. I'll just ramble on about everything. It's funny. All right. Good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this. And I love all you guys for being here live. Let me know if we should do this more often. Early morning, fam fun, just talking about whatever. Maybe I should set it up where I do things like this, but I have guests come on, where you could be a guest. I could pop you on the screen. You could comment. You could tell me if I'm, right or wrong, or what you feel about it. I'd love to do that. Let me know in the comments if that's something I should think about. And if only 1 or 2 people comment that, I probably won't end up doing it. But if there's like 10 or 15 comments that, suggest something, then I'm gonna think about it or actually do it. So, all right, good night. Love you, fam. Peace. Hope you have an amazing Sunday.